everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to use an AI agent for automated lead qualification and assignment. So I am an owner of a digital marketing agency and I have created a form with the help of Google Forms, with the help of which I collect my leads data. Over here, firstly, I have to review all the leads, the lead qualification that I do manually. First, I do that. And then after the lead qualification, I assign all the leads to my specified team members manually, which is very time consuming and hectic. So for this process, I have created an AI agent. How this AI agent is going to work, that as soon as by the potential customers, clients, a new lead is going to be generated. That means a new form submission is going to be done using Google Forms. Automatically, an AI agent is going to review the lead. Okay, the lead qualification is going to be done. Like the priority is what is the priority of the lead, then what the lead wants, all the details. Okay, and as the AI agent is going to review the lead, automatically that lead is going to be assigned to my team member on Slack. So if you want to learn how to create this AI agent for yourself, for your business, then let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to use an AI agent for automated lead qualification and assignment. So as an owner of a digital marketing agency, I receive multiple inquiries daily from businesses looking for services like SEO, PPC, social media marketing, and many more. I use Google Forms to collect the leads details such as name, email, budget, service interested. With Pabbly Connect, I have created an AI agent which will automatically analyze the information of the leads details, assign the lead scores based on the budget and company size, like high for large budgets, medium for medium range, and categorize the lead based on their service interest. Once the lead is reviewed, then this AI agent is going to instantly send a Slack notification to my team member, assigning the lead to the right specialist. This automation ensures high potential leads are handled first, reducing response time and increasing conversions while allowing me to focus on closing deals instead of sorting through queries manually. And I'm going to create this AI agent using Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect/inr/. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right over here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as AI Agent for Automated Lead Qualification and Assignment. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. And for the folder, from the left side of my panel, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account. And from these folders, I'm going to select a specific one in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select AI Agent Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of AI Agent for Automated Lead Qualification and Assignment. And you can see over here there are two windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means what is Action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there is only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Google Forms. As with the help of Google Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data. Over here, what I want is that as soon as by the lead a new form submission is going to be done, I want the trigger over here should capture the response of the new form submission. That is why for my trigger application, I have selected it as Google Forms. And the trigger event over here is going to be new response received. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Now using this unique webhook URL, we are going to build a connection between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, open the form that you want to connect to Pabbly Connect. So this is the form. From the panel, go to responses right over here. Click on this link to sheets option given over here. It is asking for me to select the destination for responses. For the destination, that is the location where the responses are going to be recorded. For that, either you can create a new spreadsheet or select the existing one. I am going to create a new spreadsheet, so I'm going to select this option and click on this create button over here. As I'm going to do that, you can see over here, this is the spreadsheet, and over here what we are going to do is, this spreadsheet is directly connected to this form that I've created using Google Forms. Okay, so what is going to happen that as soon as by the lead a new form submission is going to be done using this form right over here, automatically the record of the form submission is going to be created in this spreadsheet over here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to connect this spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect. For that, from the panel, go to extensions, go to add-ons and click on this get add-ons button right here. After coming to this, you can see a window is going to appear in front of you, and on the window you have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. Okay, as you go to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks, you can see over here this Pabbly Connect webhook is going to appear in front of you, and as I've already installed Pabbly Connect webhooks, you can see right over here I'm going to move forward. But if you have not installed Pabbly Connect webhooks, so please to install it so that you can build a connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect webhooks. Okay, now as I've done that, what we are going to do is I've already installed. I'm going to go back, and after installing, you have to refresh your page from here. After refreshing the page, go back to extensions right over here. As you go to install Pabbly Connect webhooks, you can see an option Pabbly Connect webhooks over here. Okay, after coming to this option, from the drop down you have to go to this initial setup option right over here. As you're going to do that, the dialog box of initial setup is going to appear in front of you. Okay, over here it is asking for us to select the webhook URL and the trigger column. For the webhook URL field, paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. Okay, and the trigger column says the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So if I'm going to go back in the spreadsheet over here, you can see this is the last column, that is the service interest. And as this in this final column the data is going to be added, the entire row's data is going to be then forwarded towards the webhook URL. Okay, so what is our trigger column? Our trigger column is going to be column I. So if I'm going to go back to initial setup over here, for the trigger column I'm going to select over here as column I because this is our final data column. Okay, after entering the webhook URL and selecting the trigger column, I'm going to click on the submit button right here. As I've done that, it says setup configured successfully. As now the setup is done, the steps that I'm going to tell you right now is very important. So please do not forget to follow them. Go back to extensions and Pabbly Connect webhooks. From the drop down, you have to click on the send on event button right over here. It is very important to click on send on event so that whenever the new data entry is going to be created, the new record of the form submission is going to be created in the spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is going to send that data to Pabbly Connect. So that is why it is very important to click on send on event. As now the setup is successfully done, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Google Forms is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the test submission of this form that I've created right over here. And after doing the test submission, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the form submission being done using Google Forms or not. So now let us do the test submission. For that, open the form. From this panel over here, you can see this is the link button. I'm going to click on it. This is the link. I'm going to copy this link from here and open this link in a new tab right over here. So this is the contact us form that I've created, and now we are going to do the test submission of this form over here. Firstly, it is asking for the first name of my lead. So for the first name of my lead over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it as Rohan. Okay. For the last name over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it as Sharma. After that, it is asking for the email. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as rohansharma@pabblytudes.com. For the phone number over here, I'm going to enter the dummy mobile number of my lead right over here. For the company name over here, I'm going to write it as RS. RS Private Limited, this is the company name, this is a test company name. For the company size over here, let me select it as 201 to 500 employees. This is the size. Budget range over here, I'm going to select as 2 lakh to 6 lakh right over here. And for the service interested, I'm going to select as social media marketing, okay? After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button to the test submission. It says, thank you for reaching out. We have received your message. So as now over here, this comes as thank you for reaching out. If I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet, you can see the record is successfully created in my spreadsheet right over here of the form submission. And if I'm going to go back to my workflow, you can see it over here. Yes, the response is also captured over here in our trigger. Let us tally the response. Over if I'm going to scroll down, you can see the service interest comes as social media marketing. This is the phone number of the lead. You can see right over here. The name is Rohan. Last name is Sharma. Email is rohansharma@pabblytudes.com. Company size is 201 to 500 employees. Company name is RS Private Limited with the budget as 2 lakh to 6 lakh. Okay. As now we have received the leads details. Now using these leads details, we are going to take the lead qualification out. What all the criteria does this lead qualify? Okay. So now to do the lead qualification, we are going to add our action step to this workflow, in which for the action application over here, I am going to select it as OpenAI. I am using my AI agent as OpenAI. If you want, you can use other AI agents like Google Gemini or other according to your requirement. Okay. As I've selected my action application, that is my AI agent as OpenAI. For the action event, I'm going to use it as ChatGPT, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. Then a new window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection. After that, it is asking for the token. Using this token, we are going to build a connection between OpenAI and Pabbly Connect. In order to have the token, we need to generate a new one. For that, click on this hyperlink given here below in the help desk right over here. As I'm going to do that, we're going to land towards the API keys section of our OpenAI account. And now we are going to generate a new key, that is the token that Pabbly Connect is asking for. For that, click on this create new secret key button right here. It is asking for the key name. So give the name to the keys, select the project, and permission, select it as all right over here. Then you have to click on this create secret key button in order to generate a key. As soon as the key is going to be generated, copy that key from here and paste that key in this token field right over here. I've already done that, so I'm going to select the existing connection and click on the save button to build the connection. As now I've done that, OpenAI is connected to Pabbly Connect. After that, it is asking for us to select the AI model. For the AI model, I'm going to select as GPT-4o mini right here. If you want, you can select the AI model from the drop down according to your requirement. Okay. After selecting the AI model, over here it is asking for the prompt. With the help of this prompt, we are going to now generate the lead qualification and the details according to our requirement. So over here to specify all the details that you want, that you have everything over here in the prompt, so that this AI agent, according to the prompt that we have written, is going to generate the details that we want. Okay. So for the prompt over here, I'm going to write it as... So this is the prompt right over here. Let us go through the prompt. As the owner of a digital marketing agency, analyze the following lead data. This is the lead's name, email, phone number, company name, size, budget, and the service interested. It says, based on the information, assign a lead score by prioritizing high value leads, high priority of budget above 6 lakh, medium priority of 2 to 6 lakh, and low priority of below 2 lakhs. Categorize the lead by service needs such as SEO, PPC, social media marketing, etc. Finally, generate a short action message for Slack. You can see right over here. Then over here it says, do not add anything extra like the JSON or over here, and refer to the example JSON provided to create JSON response. Example JSON is lead source, the lead source, category, the category, Slack message, the message right over here. Okay. So you can see this is the prompt in which I've exactly mentioned what I want in the response. You can see right over here. This is how I want the response. As I've mentioned it over here, what is going to happen? The response is going to be separated from each other. That means we are not going to get the response in the paragraph format. We'll get the separated format over here in this manner. Okay. And this is the prompt in which I've mentioned exactly what I require and don't require as well. Okay. After that, it is asking for all these details of my lead right over here. So now for the data of these fields, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how it works is that as soon as over firstly it is asking for the lead's first name, I'm going to select the data right over here. You can see this was a previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response in which we have received our lead's name. You can see right over here. It is asking for the lead's name which we want to qualify. So for the name over here, I'm going to select the data of the name from my previous response. Okay. As now I've selected the data from my previous response of my lead's name, the data is mapped. And as I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly for the email, I'm going to map the data of the email of my lead. For the phone number over here, I'm going to map the data of the phone number of my lead right here. This is the number, I'm going to map it. It is asking for the company name. We have received the company name. I'm going to map the data of the company name. For the company size over here, I'm going to map the data of the company size right here. Okay. It is asking for the budget. So for the budget, I'm going to map the data of the budget right over here. And for the service interested, I'm going to map the data of the service interested as well right here. Okay. So you can see over here, this is the prompt right over here. And with the help of this prompt, the AI agent is going to do the lead qualification. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button right over here. And as I've done that, you can see we have received the response in which we have received the lead score, category and the Slack message. You can see right over here. As I've already mentioned in the prompt how I want the response, that is why we have received the response in a JSON format. The lead score is given over here as medium. The category is social media marketing. And over here for the Slack message, it says new lead from Rohan Sharma at RS Private Limited, interested in social media marketing with a budget of 2 to 6 lakhs. Follow up the further discussion. Okay. So this is the message that has been also generated. Okay. So as now we have received all the required details of the lead qualification, now what I want is, after doing the lead qualification, I want to automatically assign these leads to my team members on Slack. So on Slack, I have 2 team members who are going to coordinate with my leads that are generated. So this is the first team member, that is Michael Karras 481, and the other over here is Mendel Mark 68. Okay. And to both of these members over here, I want to assign leads accordingly. Okay. So let's suppose a lead is generated. First, I want to assign it to Michael Karras. Okay. So whenever the lead is generated, firstly it is going to be assigned to Michael Karras. And after that, when another lead is going to be generated in my business, that second lead should be assigned to this Mendel Mark right over here, this other team member that I have. So now let's suppose my another lead is going to be generated. So now what is going to happen? Again, that another lead that is going to be generated is going to be assigned to Michael Karras. So in this manner, the lead should be assigned to my team members. Okay. Now, this technique of assigning leads is known as round robin technique. And we are going to apply that round robin technique in this AI agent that we are creating. And how we can do that? For that, add another action step to this workflow. And for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select it as number formatter by Pabbly. Okay. Select the action application as number formatter by Pabbly right over here. And action event over here, as we're going to apply the round robin technique in this AI agent over here. For the action event, I'm going to select it as counter. Okay. I'm going to click on this connect button now. Over here it is asking for the initial value. What is the starting value? I'm going to write the initial value as 1. As I have 2 members, my first value is going to be 1. And as I have 2 members, my last value is going to be 2 right over here. Operation, I want it as increment. So I'm going to select as increment. Change by the value. So I have 2 members, 1 and 2. It is going to change by the value of 1 because after one lead is assigned to my A member, automatically after a change of 1, it is going to be assigned to my B member. Okay. If you're going to write over here, let's suppose 2. So from 1, it will jump to 3. Okay. Because we have the change by value as 2. But I want it as 1 over here. So I've selected as 1 right here. Okay. Reset on execution, I'm going to select it as no. Okay. If you want to reset on execution, you can select as red. You can select it as yes right over here. I don't want that, so I'm going to select as no. Reset counter after reaching certain value. My certain value over here is going to be 2 because I only have 2 members. Okay. It will start from initial value, that is the 1. Then it will go to 2. And it says reset counter after reaching certain value. As 2 is my certain value, automatically then again the initial value will be selected, that is 1. Okay. So if I'm going to click on this save and send test request button over here, you can see the final value comes as 2 right over here. Okay. So over here, this is the final value. If I'm going to click on the save and send test request button again, the final value is 1 again, okay? And if I'm going to click on this button over here again, you can see it is 2. So in this manner, as soon as the new leads are going to be generated, automatically this round robin counter is going to be done. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 again. Back and forth, member A, member B, member A, member B is going to be done, okay? So now as we have set up this counter, now I have to assign my lead that has been over here that we have generated through AI agent, the lead qualification, to these two members right away, that is Michael Karras and Mendel Mark. So now in order to assign them these leads, we are going to add another action step. And for the action application, as we are implementing the round robin technique, I am going to select it as router by Pabbly, and action event is going to be conditionally run right over here, okay? After that, it is asking for the route 1 and the route 2. These are the two different routes that we are going to set up, okay? The first route that I'm going to set up is for my team member, that is Michael Karras right over here. So let us think that this is member A. So we are going to set up this route 1 for member A. For that, click on the set filter and action steps right over here. For the filter, I'm going to select the final value that I've received. So whenever the final value is going to be 2 right over here, then this route 1 that is for member A is going to be implemented, okay? So that is why I've selected as 2 right over here. So as we have round robin technique and I want to assign these over here from A to B, and after B got the lead again to A, then to B, then to A, then to B. So in this manner, that is I've added this filter. So when the final value is going to be 2, then this step is going to be executed right over here. That is why we've added this filter. The status over here comes as success and the message comes as condition is true right over here, as the condition of this filter that we have applied is true, okay? After that, after setting up our filter step, now what I want is, I want to assign the lead to my member A, that is Michael Karras right over here on Slack. So we're going to add another action step. And for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to select it as Slack, as now we're going to send the direct message to my team member Michael Karras over here with the lead details, okay? And for the action event over here, I'm going to select it as send direct message without image. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, click on connect with Slack. It is asking for the token type. You can select the token type as user or bot. I'm going to select the token type over here as user, okay? And then I'm going to click on the save button right here. Now it is asking for the permission over here. For the permission, firstly, I'm going to select the account that I have right over here, that is Pabbly Connect Old. After selecting the account over here, I'm going to click on this allow button, as this is a safe process and my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button right over here. And as I've done that, you can see I've successfully authorized Slack to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for me to select the user to whom we want to send a message to. We have to assign the lead to. I want to send the message to Michael Karras 481. So what I'm going to do is, from the drop down over here, I'm going to search for Michael Karras 481 right over here. So this is the user. To this user, the lead assignment should be done as a direct message on Slack, okay? Message type, I'm going to select as plain right over here. For the message over here to my user, I'm going to write it as... So this is the message right over here, that is hello. You have a new lead assigned to you. Here are the details, lead score and category. Please prioritize accordingly and take the necessary action. Let me know if you need any additional information. Now for the data of this field, like the lead score and the category, I'm going to map the data that my AI agent has generated. For the lead score, I'm going to map the data of the score. For the category over here, I'm going to map the data of the category selected. And also we have received the message. This is a summary. I'm going to map the data of that right over here, okay? So this is the entire message that is going to be forwarded towards my user, that is Michael Karras right over here, okay? So as now this is the message over here, it is asking for the bot name. I don't have the bot name, so I'm going to skip the part, okay? And for the bot icon, you can select the bot icon if you want, okay? After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button right here. And as I've done that, we have received a response, which is a positive response. So if I'm going to open my Slack account, and yes, you can see over here, a new message has been forwarded right here that says, hello, you have a new message assigned to you. Here are the details. Lead score is medium and the category is social media marketing. New lead from Rohan Sharma from RS Private Limited is interested in social media marketing with a budget of 2 to 6 lakh. Follow up for further discussion, okay? So you can see the notification has now been successfully forwarded to Michael Karras right over here, okay? So as now this happened, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. Now this step is successfully done. The root one, that is for the member A, that is Michael Karras, is done. So I'm going to rename this step as this is for my member A. So I'm going to rename this step over here as member A right here. Okay. So now for the member A step is done. I have two members. Member B is also here. That is in the name of Mendelmark. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to set up the root 2 for this member B right over here. Instead of going back again and setting the whole entire root, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply clone this first root step from here. Okay. As I'm going to clone it, you can see it has been cloned. I'm going to rename this step. And the name over here I want to give is member B right over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as member B right here. Okay. After that, I'm going to update the name. Now we're going to set up the second step for our member B. Okay. It is asking for the filter. Firstly, I'm going to change this filter value. Instead of 2 in this value field, I'm going to write it as 1. So as soon as in this counter step, the final value is going to be 1, then this filter is going to be implemented. Okay. I'm going to click on the save and send test request button to save the changes. So now over here in this step, this is number 2 only right over here. That is why the status comes as error, and because this value is not equal to 1. Okay. But as soon as the final value is going to be equal to 1, this another step for that is the root 2 for member B is going to be executed. Okay. And over here for the Slack step, what I'm going to do is instead of Michael Karras, I'm going to first refresh this page from here. Instead of Michael Karras, I want to assign this lead to Mendelmark. So I'm going to select the user as Mendelmark68 right over here. And instead of clicking on the save and send test request button, I'm going to simply click on the save button to save the changes. As the data of this lead has already been forwarded to one of my members, that is why I've simply just clicked on the save button right over here. So now our both of the roots, member A and member B, is already set up. So firstly, I'm going to delete this extra step from here. Okay. So now as our root for A and B, member A and member B, is done, now what I'm going to do is, and how am I going to test this workflow? For that, I'm going to generate another lead with the help of this form that I've created with Google Sheets. And as already a lead is assigned to Michael Karras over here, you can see. Now I'm going to check whether a new lead is assigned to Mendelmark again or not. Okay, so now for that, I am going to do the test form submission of this form right over here. I am going to fill in all the required details that this form is asking for right here. I have filled in all the required details. The first name is Shruti, last name is Rai, email is shruti.rai@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. Company name is Test Company, company size is 500 plus employees, budget range is 50,000 to 2 lakhs, you can see right over here, and the service interested in is SEO. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this submit button right over here. As now the form submission is done, I'm going to open my Slack account, and yes, in front of you, you can see the notification to Mendelmark is now been successfully forwarded as hello, you have received a new lead assignment. The priority is medium and the category is SEO, you can see right over here. New lead from Shruti Rai in Test Company interested in SEO service with a budget of 50 to 2 lakhs, follow up soon. You can see this is the lead that is assigned to Mendelmark, and you can see Michael Karras didn't receive this lead right over here. So as now one lead is assigned, let us do the test again. I'm going to again do this test form submission, and we're going to check whether Michael Karras received the notification as we're going to do the new form submission or not. Okay. So now let us do the new test form submission right over here. For that, I'm going to fill in all the required details. You can see that I've filled in all the required details. First name is Mohan, last name is Tiwari, email is mohantiwari@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. Company name is ABB Company. This is the size, that is 500 plus employees. Budget range is below 50,000 and the service interested in is PPC. Okay. After filling all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button as I've done the submission. And over here you can see Michael Karras has now received the notification. Over here it says, hello, you have been assigned with a new lead. The lead source is over here is low priority and the category is PPC. You can see right over here it says, new lead from Mohan Tiwari and ABB Company expressing interest in PPC service with a budget below 50,000. Follow up for your potential upselling opportunities. Okay. So you can see over here automatically this message is forwarded to whom? Michael Karras. Okay. And Mendelmark didn't receive this message because this is a round robin technique with the help of which the lead is going to be assigned to my members one by one. Okay. So as now the lead assignment has also been done with the lead qualification, this means this AI agent that we have created with Pabbly Connect is successfully working, okay? So now to sum up till now what we have done, over here the trigger is Google Forms new response. As soon as by the leader form submission is going to be done, automatically the trigger over here is going to capture the response of that. Action is OpenAI ChatGPT. With the help of this AI agent, the lead qualification details is going to be generated with the help of this AI agent, and all the required details are going to be generated automatically with the help of the round robin technique that we have added in this step right over here. The lead is going to be one by one assigned to my team members. Okay, so in this manner I've created this AI agent to automate the lead qualification and assignments in my business. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.